If you're spending thousands of dollars on Realtor.com leads, Zillow.com leads, Homes.com leads, and you're saying it doesn't convert, in the video, I'm going to be proving why you're not converting your leads, how to convert your leads, and ultimately get your money back by closing more deals and ultimately leveraging your leads that you're getting. What's going on, guys? My name is Cody, Realtor with eXp Realty with the Cofounders Group. I help agents prospect, close sales, and handle objections. And in the recently 6 months, I've taken over 25 plus listings, and I'm going to be showing you how I converted my leads into actual clients and what you should do with your Zillow.com leads, Homes.com leads, and Realtor.com leads, and why you're not converting them and what you should do next. So without further ado, be sure to follow all my social medias. Be sure to check out the Conversion Academy in the description below. And without further ado, let's jump right into the video. So number one, wrong expectations. Whenever you get a lead, you automatically think that, oh, it's a good lead, and ultimately you think you're just going to close deals. I used to be at a brokerage. 100% this is not true, because every time I would get a lead, I would think it's a good lead, but mostly people either accidentally click the button or they will ultimately just be like, oh, I'm just window shopping. And that is the worst thing that you can hear, especially if you're paying thousands of dollars. I mean, ultimately, it's different from when you're on a team and your team is providing leads. You might, okay, maybe, another lead will come. But especially if you're a solo agent who's paying $1,000 a month for leads, and just to hear that, completely demotivating. I 100% get it. But ultimately, a lot of realtors have the wrong expectations of ultimately, whenever they get leads, they think every lead is a good lead, and then ultimately, whenever they, get to a point where like, oh, I can't close any deals, these leads are trash, then boom, they drop out of the business, and that is the wrong expectations. I used to have that mentality. I'm so glad I actually learned the skill set to go actually in prospect and actually handle objections, and ultimately my business has doubled, which ultimately leads to number two. You have a slow response time. Whenever you get a lead, how often do you follow up with that lead? 24 hours, 3 days, 2 days, a week? That is pretty bad, because little insight on the story. I used to make this mistake sometimes. I would get a lead from my ads, from my listings, and then when I'll be super busy, and I will forget to sometimes not follow up with the lead. And whenever I do follow up with the lead, I follow up with them just in time for them to either offer on the property, or ultimately say that they want to offer on some other property that I have. But ultimately, the point of this, some realtors would take so long not to respond to a realtor, well, not a realtor.com lead, but any lead that they have that they know is hot. And sometimes realtors get complacent off that, and ultimately, they will end up losing the lead. So slow response time is something that a lot of people will have to get out of the habit of. Even you watching this video, you may say, oh, I don't have a slow response time. If I was to give you 5 hot leads, will you be able to handle those all within the same 3 days? Can you handle those? Can you keep up with everybody? And I mean, everybody is hot within the first 2 to 3 days. They're ready to buy, and don't hear back from you, they're going to go look for somewhere else. You may think it's easy, but ultimately it's harder than what you think. Now, number three is going to make a lot more sense. Your follow-up game is bad. Trust me, guys. I help agents every single day. And every time, follow up Friday is when the times where we practice our follow up game. A lot of agents don't follow up with their leads, and 90% of your business is going to come from lead follow up. Guys, trust me. Whenever you can't, it goes back to the mentality. You can't have this mentality of closing people on the first go around. I had to learn this myself. You know, um, you always have to follow up, especially if somebody's not locally ready right now. I literally was supposed to have a listing appointment last weekend from a guy who literally has an offer on this property. It expired off the market, but he didn't have a place to go. But ultimately, he got so busy, he was like, "Hey, now it's not the right time." I 100% get it. My plan is to follow up with him within 3 weeks to see if this is still the goal. And 90% of your business is going to come from follow up. You'll be surprised at how many clients tell you, "Hey, it's not the right time." But within, if you actually know how to convert and actually know how to dig into the phone call, you will realize that you really only need to come back within 2 weeks, the 3 weeks, and they're back on the same goal. Now, if you're an agent and you're struggling with conversion and actually lead follow-up, I want you to check down in the link in the description, the Conversion Academy. Be sure to sign up for that. Be sure to join the Discord with me and other high producing agents. We can help you achieve this skill and ultimately level up and ultimately get your leads and converting more. But ultimately, all of this is wrong expectations. You have no follow-up game. 90% of your business is follow-up. Slow response time. You need to up that up. You need to go up because you need to, whenever you get a lead, respond to it immediately. Just how you get Zillow leads, respond to it immediately. Now, how do you fix this? Number one, speed to lead. Pretty self-explanatory. I give you a lead, respond to it immediately. Don't wait 2 days. Don't wait 3 days. Don't even wait a week because that lead's already gone, especially if they're hot. Respond to it immediately. There is no such thing as having guilt as you immediately get in the lead and call it them. Don't have that guilt because don't seem like you're not going to seem like you're desperate. I promise you, you're not. You're there to help somebody. Number two, this is going back to the conversion. Finding someone's motivation. Now, this takes a skill in itself to even dig into somebody's motivation because every realtor is always on the edge of, hey, let's get top dollar for your home. Let's get an offer for your home. You have to break out of that cycle and be a resource to somebody. Of course, you're a real estate agent. You're there to sell houses. You're there to help people buy houses. But ultimately, in this business, if you want to go far, which I had to learn myself, you have to be a resource to people. You don't want to be a telemarketer. You don't want to be a regular agent who's there to just make a sale. You want to be somebody's guide. So ultimately, how you would do this is that, hey, great, Bob, once I bring you this offer, what's the whole goal here? Were you trying to upsize or downsize? What's the whole plan here? Well, for example, if you're a buyer, okay, great. What's specific? What are you trying to do? Oh, I want to upsize. Okay, great. Have you thought of a specific location you want to upsize? Oh, I want to move to 123 community. Okay, great. What's got you wanting to move to that community? It's a nice community. Oh, okay. You want a 3 bedroom, 2 bath? Oh man, blah blah blah. You get into the motivation, you get the point, and then you go into pre-qualification and all that stuff. But ultimately, you want to dig into somebody's motivation, and that ultimately makes it look like that you have their best interest instead of you just, okay, let's go get pre-qualified. I will bring you this offer to this community. It's like you don't even know the person. So don't be afraid to ask the motivation and dive deeper into the motivation. That is another skill itself. Like I said, be sure to check out the Conversion Academy if you want to learn the skill of conversion. And if you want to role play objections with me and other high producing agents to get your skills up and actually taking more listings and taking more buyers. But ultimately, the last one, long term nurturing. Now, I used to have, whenever I was a first realtor, I used to have this uh, short-term gratification. And I always thought like, hey, the sale's going to come to me. The sale's going to come to me. And whenever I was first prospecting, whenever my coaches were coaching me, I used to have that mindset used to stay with me. I used to always think like, hey, uh, on the first phone call, I should get an appointment. If I can't get it, it's a dead lead to me. And this goes back to no follow-up game. I barely had any follow-up game whenever I was new to cold calling. But you got to understand people's situation. And I recently made a video, a short form video. You guys should check it out on my social medias, on my Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. How and when to nurture a lead. Now, when to push for a lead. If someone says that they want to make a move within, a month, 2 months, maybe even 3 months, push for that lead because there's something in the way that's stopping them. That's just it basically it's a limiting belief. But when to long term and nurture a lead is if they recently came out of surgery. In some instances, you can either push or not push for this. The kids are at school, but it can go both ways with that. But ultimately, if something like for example, a death in the family or something major that they logically can't make a move right now, nurture that lead because you got to think about it. If you have no follow up game, every lead is dead to you. If they don't even answer the phone, you're gonna think every lead is dead to you. And for someone would say, "Oh, I want to wait until the market gets better." Okay, great, Bob. It sounds like to me that you definitely still decide you want to sell. It's just a matter of timing at this point. And no matter how much you find the motivation, if you know you can't make a move, nurture them. And ultimately, guys, that is exactly why you can't really convert your leads. I hope you guys enjoyed this video on what every realtor is going to be doing and what to do whenever you learn how to prospect and whatever you get those Zillow leads, home.com leads. This doesn't matter if you're cold calling. This doesn't matter if you're door knocking, if you're getting leads, you're buying leads. This all applies to everything in the skill of conversion. Like I said, guys, earlier, be sure to check out the Conversion Academy in the description below. And ultimately, if you want to learn about the co-founders group here at eXp Realty, you want to learn about my coaches, you want my coaches to coach you, and ultimately work closer with us, be sure to check out the eXp co-founders in the description below. And be sure to like and subscribe if you want more valuable content just like this, and to check out my social medias. And without further ado, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. Let's get it.